So one question that we had come in was, do you feel that females are well represented in your field? So I think we might start with food maybe. So, I mean, based on our student numbers, there's a healthy number of females as students, but Kirsty, do you feel like there's a good representation of females where you work?
Yes, we are very lucky at Synley, and especially here in Palmerston North. Of my 20 people, I've got 13 female staff. Of my direct peers in the sort of department head areas, there's 4 other females at the same sort of level as myself and the team, so really well represented. We're seeing a lot, well, we see a lot of diversity, full stop, which is fantastic to be able to have. And yeah, no, there's no shortage.
Fantastic. And then Millie, you're still in the food industry, but when you've been sort of handling things with your startup company, investors, all that sort of thing, do you feel like there's a lot of females involved in that?
It's a really interesting question. So I think that in the just startup founder space, I think we're getting good representation now. Like I can just on top of my head, Margie, she's a founder of Suchi, Hannah, founder of Little Lato, Hillary, founder of Zalati, 3 young women who Maxi graduates, got all food startups. So great representation there. I think in the more corporate world at higher positions, and I'm saying thinking board level, I think there isn't very good representation, not just women, but any sort of like people of color, Māori, Pacifica, and Asian, basically no representation in a lot of places. So there could be a lot of better representation there. That's what I think. And also in the investment world, definitely pretty bad representation. And I think that's a big problem that is a global problem and is being addressed now with specific funds coming for women. And I'm very excited to see how that changes.
Yeah, cool. And then Kate, so mechatronics, in my experience from teaching mechatronics staff, there are very few females. Has that been your experience?
Yeah, so mechatronics, okay, well, in engineering in general, if I start off with how I experienced engineering being taught at like a large engineering university, when you do the basic courses where everyone's doing physics, everyone's doing maths, everyone's doing computer science, you actually get a more even sort of gender split. But in mechatronics itself, it's still very few girls. So in my class, there were 4 of us and there were 38 guys, and there were 5 guys whose names were a variation of Richard. So it is what it is. But I think rather than just focusing on numbers, I think an important thing is how people are treated and how people are included in business and in academia in general. So like, there could be exactly 50% women, and they could be treated terribly and they could be excluded from opportunities. So I think by focusing on the numbers, we might be focusing on the wrong thing, because people do have different interests. And if you were to look at, even mechanical engineering has a higher percentage of women in it than mechatronics does. Although that's actually changing really rapidly. The year below me had more girls, and the year after that had a lot more girls, and also a lot more people studying it in general. So as things become more popular, as careers in STEM, particularly computer programming, particularly careers that allow for remote work, as that sort of thing becomes more popular, I think we'll generally see more people move into those spaces.
Yeah. So Cassandra, you moved from food, which tends to be dominated by a lot of females, into more of a civil space. Have you noticed any differences?
Yeah, definitely. There's a huge difference, I have to say. I'm probably the one of 2 female engineers in the office, and surrounded by other 20 male engineers, and I'm only one female project engineer in my team. So yeah, I would say I truly wish there's more females presented in more civil process related engineering. yeah, I would say so. At the moment, I wouldn't say that females are well represented in my field. But yeah.
Well, we'll try and encourage more people to get into STEM, and then hopefully we can surely, like slowly but surely, start making some changes.